keeping it broken meant that I could keep it in the garage and it wasn't an asset I could sell to fund the wedding. But we won't share that one. Now, a lot of you will know me for having a car with a wing that's way too big for it, built to drive on track. Made it to 1 or 2 events before I managed to catastrophically break it. This car has been sat in the position that it's in now for going on 3 years in March. After fixing a bunch of electrical problems that were plaguing it, I managed to find the source was a clock spring, swapped that out, and it drove perfectly. All the aids and everything was working as it should. Nothing was just stuck off. Yeah, I enjoyed it a little too hard, and the clutch release bearing let go just as I was pulling onto the road that this garage is actually on. Got quite lucky that I managed to limp it in there, though it sounded horrific, and I figured whilst it's down and out, I'll take a load of parts off it that I wanted to get powder coated. Sent them off to the powder coaters, and I never went and collected them. Life got in the way, I forgot about them. Everything got really busy with buying a house, getting married. This really sat on the back burner. Another reason why it's taken so long to get to it is I have a little boy now that I'd like to enjoy the car with. I'd also like to be able to take my little brother to his prom. A lot of people think it's just a wide-bodied BRZ. They don't quite realise all the detail and lengths that this has gone through to separate it from your standard ZN6 platform. Take a bit of a deeper dive around it before I try and push the car out, because it's not going to be fun, because like I said, it's been sat there for 3 years. Not a lot of standard going on here. Custom intercooler, custom crash bar, facelift front bumper, Marsh Composites bonnet, APR, splitter, air dam, and Marsh Composites undersplitter. Fly One Motorsports is a replica Rocket Bunny RBV1 kit, but it's been remade out of carbon. Not that you can see now, but there you go, you can get it just through the edge of the paint. We get a nice carbon in the sun. Same as the bonnet looks really carbon at the minute, but same thing, tinted with that body paint so that in the darkness it looks like one colour. Sebum carbon doors, Sebum fender flare extensions, Sebum carbon front fenders underneath the wide body, carbon insides, Nardi perforated wheel, door card deletes, full roll cage, custom status seats with the Black Market branding, Marsh Composites window deletes, custom wing, a talking point. Where do I even start? Time to fix the Subaru. Now the hard bit is going to be putting this car outside to be able to look at it. Today I'd kind of like to get the wide body off the car and plan out where I'm going to be cutting it, as I'd like to increase the rear tub size, potentially the fronts as well. I might just take the front wings off as it's less bolts than the wide body kit. Let's have a look at the front. Still Subaru FA20, everyone's least favourite boxer engine, bit of precision, 55, 58 I think. This started life as a Chin Developments turbo system, stage 2, but then I have custom modified it anywhere beyond standard stuff, so full custom exhaust, 3.5 inch all the way down, including the overpipe, which is horrific to change down there. Front end of the vehicle, so it's all routed nicely, but I had the extra pipe work left over with the tube front, so decided to do a little head nod to the Japanese street style. Now, what is missing is all of the cold side of my turbo pipe work, radiator pipe work, minus the part that is coming out of the engine. I know what I want to do. I want to replace that anyway. A, because of points of failure, and B, I've started using some products recently on other stuff and in my day job, from a company called Dime PSI. They make a real nice product, so I'm going to be looking at using that. I need to sort out an expansion tank / overflow situation that I'm going to use this area for. Yeah, right, see if I can push you out a bit more. That's the most it's moved in 3 years. It's been a while. I thought it was way more work than I thought it was going to be. Just getting the car out. I knew the brakes would be hard work, but not like that. There she is. 3 years later, and she's out. Please forgive the bins. And I can't steer it at the minute because the battery's completely dead and the steering lock is on. So, yeah. The first generation of this was always kind of that proof of concept stage where I could move away from all the factory systems that would become a limiting factor when I went big power with the FA20. It was always my goal to prove that you didn't have to do an engine swap on this platform to be able to make the power, reliably anyway. That sentence doesn't often go hand in hand with Subarus. The first thing people start harking on about is head gaskets, but with this platform it's actually gearboxes. The biggest battle is going to be looking at some kind of gearbox conversion, as I don't fancy doing the gear set that's available because of the straight cut side of it, and although it is a track car, time attack build, it will get driven on the road more, hopefully. But then I do want to take the track now, so we'll see. You can kind of see what I was going for with the paint. Unless you look closely, you can't tell that those panels are carbon. It's actually Ferrari 458 Canon diffuse seal. And then when you get the light on it just the right way, you can see the carbon through the paint. And the end plates on the wing, but the main body of the wing and its secondary element have been left exposed. So I don't think I've ever sat in the passenger side of this car. So what do I want to do with the car? Number one, being the coolant system. I need to figure out that coolant overflow tank that I don't have anymore. Number two, I think I'm going to have to move the turbo slightly. It looks like over time and the weight of the turbo on the manifold being up and forward with not enough support, it's actually moved the turbo to within almost touching distance of the pulleys on the front of the engine, which I don't want to tempt fate and allow that to get any worse. So a support brace from the turbo to the front of the block and clocking it away ever so slightly should hopefully resolve that. Number three, clutch and release bearing. The reason why the car is off the road to begin with is that release bearing. Number four, for reliability and driving it on the road, I want to increase the size of the rear tubs, because after a certain speed, even in the lowest form of attack mode, that wing is too much really. Obviously it's too much, it's massive and completely ruins the balance of the car, but short of changing spring rates, I'm hoping I can dial it in and dampen it a little bit better. I'd like to maybe give myself a bit more clearance at the front as well, as we've left material that can be removed. It's almost a space frame car, so a lot of that front structure just isn't required in the arch area for body support. It's all hinged off this chrome structure you see. Now looking at whipping these arches off, it looks like it's going to be more of a game than I anticipated, as in the 3 years that the car has been sat, every single nut, bolt, rivet in this wide body has started to corrode. So as I may not have enough time today, I might leave that and we'll just leave it at an update stage. Ultimately, this car was built to promote my business Black Market, and as a lot of you may have seen on Instagram, I recently archived everything of its past era. There's new stuff coming, we're making moves, hopefully we can bring this into a new era. Right, that's a wrap on the car today. I'm just going to have to absolutely wrestle it back into the garage with the brakes being stuck on. It's not going to be fun to move. Unless anyone fancies helping me, hit me up. it might still be here by the next video comes out. Peace. Like, follow, subscribe, see where we go. Cheers, guys. Oh, it feels so cringy. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. She's stuck. Hopefully you guys have got off on the update. No. Joke's on me, I guess.